Okay, welcome back in Rock Hard Music. Your host, Rob, and I'm going to pick up where I left off with the best and worst song on the Kiss studio albums. The last video, if you have not seen it, covers the original Makeup era. This one will continue on with the non-makeup into the reunion and most current. So, this is going to be a lot tougher for me because I am a much bigger fan of non-makeup Kiss music than the original Kiss music. I love it all, but the non-makeup speaks to me much louder. So, going to, boy, it's tough to say, 1A and 1B for my favorite Kiss albums of all time, right? Creatures of the Night and Lick It Up. We pick up here with Lick It Up. Track list of Exciter, Lick It Up, Gimme More, A Million to One, Dance All Over Your Face, Not for the Innocent, Young and Wasted, All Hell's Breaking Loose, Fits Like a Glove, and On the Eighth Day. And in doing a little prep before this video, I almost have to slot this in number one over Creatures because I really had a hard time coming up with a least favorite on Lick It Up. Where on Creatures, War Machine was a pretty easy pick for me. Again, my least favorite on most of these albums is not going to be a song I don't like. It's just when you got, say, 10 things, each one is a little better than the other, depending on your personal taste. So one's got to be the least. I think we can all appreciate that as Kiss fans versus my other channel where people seem to think that everything their favorite band does is a golden brick shit from the asshole of a god. And how dare you say something's not as good as something else, right? Unrealistic, immaturity, call it what you want. Kiss fans are real. We're not afraid to say that sucks. Doesn't make us less of a fan, just means we have strong opinions about our favorite band. So, this was very tough for me because I literally love every track on this album. To me, the actual title track is an absolute legend, right up there with Rock and Roll All Night. However, it gets nudged for me by Exciter. I think a big reason for that is because Exciter was never recognized by the band or the radio stations or what have you, so it did not get near the overplay. I still think Lick It Up is one of the greatest songs ever recorded by the band, but Exciter is just something special. It's heavy. Paul's vocals are on fire. I love the opening guitar riff. I mean, it's just a great, great song. So I'm going to have to choose Exciter for my favorite on this album. And the least favorite was very, very hard for me. There are a couple of songs that aren't ones that I would never skip. I wouldn't skip them all the time, so it came down to those. And those two fighting for the least favorite or worst on the album are Young and Wasted and Fits Like a Glove. However, they both have really cool parts to the song. I'm going to have to say Young and Wasted would be my least favorite on the album. Moving on to Animalize. Now, this one, little easier to pick a least favorite. However, still a very, very good album in my opinion. We look at the track listing here of I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, Burn Bitch Burn, Lonely as the Hunter, Thrills in the Night, Murder in High Heels, Heaven's on Fire, Get All You Can Take, Under the Gun, and While This City Sleeps. Now, I absolutely love I've Had Enough, Into the Fire, Thrills in the Night, Get All You Can Take, Burn Bitch Burn. However, my favorite on this album is probably, to me, one of the most defining Kiss songs in history, and that is Heaven's on Fire. From the vocal intro to the catchy verses to the unbelievably singable and memorable choruses, just a great rock song. To me, Rock and Roll Night, Shout It Out Loud, Lick It Up, and Heaven's on Fire, probably the four greatest anthems, if you want to call them anthems for Kiss, the most memorable songs for me that stand out against everything else. But finding a least favorite on this one was a little easier, like I said, because Gene kind of shit the bed on this album. I love Burn Bitch Burn, regardless of what other podcasts for Kiss will tell you. They can take their cheesy lyrics and stick it straight up their ass. Great song. However, Lonely is the Hunter, and While the City Sleeps are weak. Murder in High Heels might be the dumbest goddamn song Kiss has ever done. So that was extremely easiest to be my least favorite. In this case, I mean it when I say the worst on the album. Sorry for people who may like that song. I certainly do not. So, moving on to Asylum. This album is a drastically underrated album. I think people are coming around to it more nowadays than they did back in the day. We got King of the Mountain, Who Wants to Be Lonely, I'm Alive, Tears Are Falling, Radar for Love, Any Way You Slice It, Trial by Fire, Love's a Deadly Weapon, Secretly Cruel, and All Night. So many good songs on here. King of the Mountain might be one of the best opening songs to an album that Kiss has had. Who Wants to Be Lonely is great, I'm Alive's great. There are so many epic songs on here, but one of my top 5, if not top 3 Kiss songs of all time has always been Tears Are Falling. So that is number 1 with a bullet, my favorite song on this album. It's such a beautiful mid-tempo ballad type song. I love the guitar intro to it. I love the beat through this thing. Paul's voice is epic. Bruce's solo in this is killer. Just such a singable, memorable chorus, right? I just love it. Coming to the least favorite. I mean, none of them are terrible, but I would have to say if I had to pick, it would be Love's a Deadly Weapon. It's kind of weak. Not much special going on here vocally or musically. So that would be my least favorite off of Asylum. Moving on next to Crazy Nights. And another album that is very polarizing in the Kiss camp. Crazy Nights, Bang Bang You, Hell or High Water, When Your Walls Come Down, Good Girl Gone Bad, Thief in the Night, I'll Fight Hell to Hold You, No, My Way, Reason to Live, Turn on the Night. Extremely underrated for me as far as this album goes in the Kiss world. Bang Bang You, again, you get these, I'm 50, so you get these mid to upper 50s Kiss fans who want to label everything cheesy as if the fucking lyrics to Take Me were, some kind of Shakespearean work of art, with put your hand in my pocket and grab onto my rocket, sitting in the back or head down in my lap with the moonlight shining down on her hair. What the fuck is the difference between a clever crass thing or, hey, I want to fuck you, bang, bang you? No difference. One's more direct than the other. So blow me. I do like that song. I love Hell or High Water. I love When Your Walls Come Down. I love Thief in the Night. I love the ballad-esque stuff. My Way, Reason to Live, and Turn on the Night. All awesome songs. I'll Fight Hell to Hold You is some of Paul's greatest vocal work. Another album where I can easily say there is a hands-down song that I hate, making it easy to say that it is my least favorite and the worst on the album, and that is No, No, No. Just a chaotic fucking clusterfuck mess. Do not like anything about this song. So that was far easier than some albums. Next, oh, I didn't do a favorite, did I? Did I fucking drop the ball? God damn it. Yeah, well, that's easy too. Crazy, Crazy Nights. Regardless of what anybody says about Pop Kiss, this is a rock anthem. In fact, you could throw this right up with Lick It Up, Have It Some. I would argue, and we're not going into set list hell here, but I would argue there are more non-makeup Kiss songs that more casual fans would know than makeup Kiss songs. Meaning that set list for the last 3 decades should have been flipped 80-20, 80 for non-makeup, 20 for makeup. Shut up, Lewis. That's the way it is. All right. So Crazy, Crazy Nights, my favorite on that album. Now we're going to move ourselves along to what has been deemed the demo album. Whatever. Some people like to think that they're just fucking part of the music industry and they know way more than they actually do. Mark Cicchini. So we got Rise to It, Hide Your Heart, Read My Body, Forever, Cadillac Dreams, The Street Giveth and The Street Taketh Away, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, Boomerang, Betrayed, Prisoner of Love, Love is a Slap in the Face, Silver Spoon, King of Hearts, You Love Me to Hate You, and Little Caesar. So, my favorite song on this album is tough because while one is maybe not the greatest song or even in a top 10 all-time Kiss song, there are several that are very good. Rise to It, Hide Your Heart, Read My Body. Yes, I said Read My Body. Below Me. Street Giveth, Street Taketh Away. Betrayed. Silver Spoon, King of Hearts, You Love Me to Hate You, another epic Paul vocal song. But at the end of the day, if I had to pick just one song to ever hear off this album again, and I could not pick any other to hear ever again, it's still hard, even though I've already kind of thought this through. I'd probably pick Rise to It. Absolutely another anthem-esque, just singable, danceable tune. Regardless of some other podcasts who poke fun on Kiss's attempt at a blues guitar intro, I think that acoustic intro with the slide guitar is absolutely perfect for this song. It's catchy, it's quick, it's done, it's not overstaying its welcome. All of some Cinderella intros with acoustic. Great verses, a great singable chorus. The solo is absolutely awesome. So yeah, there you go with that. And this one again brought me a song that I absolutely despise it the minute I bought the album, despise it all these years later. To be my worst and least favorite is Boomerang. Another one that's overly fast just for the sake of being fast. It's clusterfuck, it's noise, it's garbage. Nothing salvageable from the song whatsoever. Okay, moving on to Kiss Revenge. Another, I wouldn't say polarizing, but very controversial album when it comes to the Kiss world of is it or is it not on the level of Destroyer? And that's for all y'all to have your own opinion on. We've got Unholy, Tough Love, God Gave Rock and Roll to You, Heart of Chrome, Every Time I Look at You, I Just Wanna, Take It Off, Spit Domino, Thou Shall Not, Paralyzed, Car Jam 1981. And to me, number one with a bullet on this is Unholy. One of the most redefining moments of Kiss's career, reestablishing themselves as a heavy metal, kick-ass, grab you by the fucking throat band. The video was unbelievably dark and evil. The introduction of the first blonde drummer or first blonde member, period, to be in Kiss, in Eric Singer, and in my opinion, the best drummer to ever be in Kiss, Eric Singer. Classic, awesome intro to the song. Gene is evil as evil gets. This song fucking bitch slaps God of Thunder, kicks it while it's down, then reaches down and gives it a wedgie. By far, Gene's heaviest, most evil, awesome, demon-esque type song. The chorus is amazing. The guitar solo on here by Bruce is one of the most wicked things I've ever heard him do. And the tribal drums by Eric through the middle is absolutely incredible. Gene steals the show on most of this album, especially this song. And my worst favorite is going to be easy. Not saying I don't like it, but Car Jam 1981 for a couple reasons. One, I'm not an instrumental guy. They bore me. Two, it's 90% a drum solo, which is my least favorite type of solo out of all solos if I have to listen to solos, except for maybe like a saxophone or flute solo or something. And I don't like the groove. I don't like when the guitar is playing. I don't like the sound. I know it's an old deal of taken from a Benny song or whatever the fuck it was. I don't care. I don't like it. Yes, Eric Carr, bless him and rest his soul, did an awesome job on this. However, I just don't care for it. It's just not my cup of tea. So that one was easy for me. See what I did there? Okay, now moving on to another divisive Kiss album in Carnival of Souls. We've got Hate, Master and Slave, I Will Be There, In My Head, Seduction of the Innocent, In the Mirror, Rain, Childhoods and Jungle, It Never Goes Away, I Confess, and I Walk Alone. So, what some deem to be Kiss's sellout album in an attempt to be grunge, I thoroughly disagree. While they may have drastically changed directions to be more like the current scene at the time, to me, if you've listened to Pearl Jam, Nirvana, even Soundgarden, pick your fucking grunge band, sounds nothing like any of them, right? The only thing it has in common with grunge is the dark lyrical messages for the most part. This is just a very dark, heavy twist on metal. It's nothing like grunge. Now, that being said, certainly is nowhere near my favorite Kiss album. It's certainly not my least favorite Kiss album. Did I go through the tracks? Yes, I did. Okay, so when it comes to tracks I really like, we got Master and Slave, I Will Be There, I Walk Alone, Jungle, and I can kind of throw In My Head in there. If I had to pick a best on this, it really comes down to I Walk Alone and Master and Slave. And I think I'm going to give it to Master and Slave simply because Paul does so. There's so much going on with his vocals in this song, from the calm quiet that we never really hear out of him to the vicious scream in the middle, almost the tribal chanting chorus. It's a really cool tune. I Walk Alone would be a really close second. As far as my least favorite on this album, it's not too hard because I don't love this album. But when I was looking through it, I even did a little sample because it's been so long since I've listened to this album, just to kind of refresh myself. It would probably, I'm going to have to say It Never Goes Away. It did nothing for me. The song itself just never goes away, right? And, like I said, none of these songs are going to make my top 100 Kiss songs in the first place. So this doesn't hurt my feelings anyway. What has to be my least favorite? There's Carnival of Souls. Into the post-reunion first supposed to be album from the original four, even though that is not the way it went down in the studio. Man, I just don't. Well, let's see. Let's just start off with a track listing. Psycho Circus, I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll. We are one. Raise your glasses. Dreaming in your face, within, into the void. You wanted the best. I finally found my way. And Journey of 1,000 Years. Not a very good album. Not terrible, but not strong. Number one for me is fairly easy because I think it's the greatest intro song Kiss has ever used for any tour ever. And once the song was released, it should have continued as the opening song, not Detroit Rock City, and that is Psycho Circus. I love the song, the intro, what everything they're saying in the song just screams opening song to a concert. I love the breakdown in the middle. It's just an absolute awesome song. Does not belong on this album. Belongs, maybe off Revenge or something. Least favorite. And no, I did not list the bonus track because I don't count bonus tracks. I count strictly studio release tracks. So I'm not counting In Your Face. Even though I don't like the song, I don't hate it. I just don't like it. Least favorite on this one for me is going to more than likely be Into the Void. I find it overly cheesy, typical Ace Frehley space crap. A very almost subdued, underwhelming intro to this song. There's just nothing on this salvageable for me at all. So that would be my least favorite. And we will move along to Sonic Boom. I am not going to be counting the re-recorded tracks of previous Kiss songs. So we've got Modern Day Delilah, Never Enough, Stand, All for the Glory, I'm an Animal, Say Yeah, Russian Roulette, Yes I Know, Nobody's Perfect, Hot and Cold, Dangerous, and When Lightning Strikes. And this album for me is either it's a great song or it's a piece of shit. Again, not counting the re-released stuff. Strictly the original tracks. So I'm going to give you a quick list of songs that I like off this album. Never Enough, Stand, All for the Glory, Say Yeah, Russian Roulette, I'm Out. That's it. Those are the only ones I actually like. Yes, I do not like Modern Day Delilah, despite what Paul tried to push. This song sucks. So my favorite is going to be Say Yeah. Again, polarizing on Kiss message boards. Some say, why the hell are they playing this every fucking tour? Some are saying, yeah, it's a great song. It is a great song. It's a phenomenal song. It's very groove orientated, right? And the middle, that scream, son of a bitch. The chorus is awesome. I love the way Paul sings the verses in this one. I love how it starts out dark. It's just a great song, and it is my favorite on this album. Always has been since the album was released. My least favorite on this album, there's so many that are just terrible. I'm going to have to go with, Jesus Christ, I'm an Animal. Again, Gene hasn't been Gene since Revenge, and this song is absolutely not an exception. It's just a piece of garbage. So that's it for Sonic Boom. Now we get to what is, in my opinion, the absolute worst Kiss album ever to be recorded. The most embarrassing for me as a Kiss fan, not The Elder, not Unmasked. Those albums have good songs on it. Whether you like the direction they took or not, they're good songs. This is as amateur hour as Kiss could have ever done. They'd have been better off re-releasing and re-recording Wicked Lester instead of putting this piece of garbage out. Now, this I never thought in... I'm 50 years old, a Kiss fan for 45 of them. Never would have thought I would have had to sit for 20 minutes trying to figure out one fucking song that I could say I liked so I could have a favorite on the album. That's how much I hate this fucking album. All right. So, Hello, Hallelujah, Freak, Shout Mercy, Eat Your Heart Out of This World, Take Me Down Below, Wall of Sound, Back to the Stone Age, Long Way Down, The Devil Is Me, All for the Love of Rock and Roll, and Last Chance. And the only thing I found that I could remotely tap my foot to and not want to destroy my fucking computer while the song was playing is Eric Carr's All for the Love of Rock and Roll. So that will be the best of a horrible album. And the worst, take your pick out of the last 11 tracks. But in the spirit of things, I did sample each song again painfully. Took me a while to clean the blood out of my ears before I did this video. So the bottom line is I came up with one that I just shook my head trying to figure out what in the fuck they were doing. And that's Eat Your Heart Out. That barbershop quartet crap in the beginning, it's just a horrible, horrible, embarrassing fucking song that I just think should never, ever have been even made the cutting room. It shouldn't even have made the discussion of making the cutting room floor, let alone got off the floor and onto the album. That was exhausting. I hate slamming my band. And like I said, if I did this on my other channel, about a band on there on my reaction channel, these people would fucking be suicidal or making death threats on me. How could you? If my favorite band takes a shit, it's tasty and it smells like potpourri, that kind of unrealistic, delusionary type stuff. I love Kiss fans because they'll say, fuck this, fuck that, that's cool, this is cool, fuck you. Oh yeah, fuck you? Okay, let's go have a beer now. Kiss Army is the greatest army on the planet, the original fan army and the only fan army as far as I'm concerned. So there you have it. And until next time, thanks for watching.